Hey, what's up, y'all? Yes, I'm smoking a cigarette. I know it's weird because I have Dr.Sebi on here or whatever and talks about cancer and shit. But you guys know how I am. So, I wanted to talk to you guys. Let me turn my brightness up, guys. Talk a little bit real quick because I don't want to talk too much. Just a short video about Nipsey Hussle and controlled media. What's up, Johnny? What's up? What's up? And controlled media. All right, y'all gotta forgive me. I'm a little rough here. Oh shit, y'all flooding in there. Controlled media. All right, let's get everybody in here. Okay, so y'all must understand, right, that every time a star dies, a star really dies. They're covering up for celestial events by what? Human sacrifice. So every time a star dies, a star really dies. So y'all might say, why Nipsey Hussle or whatever like this? When you get into it, your light will be, yeah, my lips is hella ashy. I've been smoking. Feel me? Don't mind me. So yeah, you one falls. Yeah, one falls. A star falls, bro. And y'all gotta look and pay attention to the celestial events. Look up what actually was the day. You feel me? March 31st. You go Google March 31st. It's a whole list of events that happened on that day. Okay, so what is this? Is this a ritual? Is this freaking? It's always a ritual. Everything you do as a human is technically a ritual. You get up, brush your teeth, wash your ass, all that. That is a part of a ritual. So yes, when a star dies, a star really dies, bruh. So let's go a little bit deeper into what a musician is. And I have a cousin that I stay with, and he's a musician. Y'all should check him out, Kid Psych. They are muses. For what? The music. You feel me? What does music do? Music taps into your both hemispheres of the brain. It activates both sides of your listening. It taps into your soul. Everything around you is in essence a slower manifestation of a higher form of music. So y'all have to understand that they use artists, right? Who do what? They write, they cast spells. We all know this shit. They write and they cast spells. So when they do something, they're enchanting the masses, just like YME Melly, any of these people. Not downing him on his craft, but understand they at some point in time when you go into that world, they're going to take you out because they're covering for what they're really doing. You feel me? That whole entire day, March 31st, it is literally a list of massacres. The Eiffel Tower was open on March 31st. You feel me? The biggest thing is I think it's called the Bonaparte Protectine or some shit like that. That's when the British and the Irish invaded South Africa and took over the land. They invaded South Africa and took over the land that day. So every day that happens, that was a ritual.
I need you to come pick your paraphernalia up off my table.
Okay.
My grandbaby comes.
All right, I got you. So that is a ritual. Y'all gotta forgive me, my aunt. I left my weed on the table. She's old school. She called it paraphernalia. So yeah, every single time a star dies, a star really dies. So y'all have to understand that. Y'all gotta look at some of the music that's coming out, not just Nipsey Hussle. I don't want to just talk about him. May he rest in paradise. Back in Sirius, back in heaven. You feel me? Back in on. Okay. But at the same time, y'all cannot fall to the media distractions. Shout out with 9 Minds. We got 20 people here. Y'all can't fall to the media distractions because they're distracting you for what they're really doing. Now, we can look at Nipsey Hussle. We can go ahead and do a Starseed reading on Nipsey Hussle right off the bat. You can look at certain people's characteristics and facial features and see where they come from. You can see he has Lyran DNA. You can see he comes from the cat people. That's why his whole lineage has to do with, like, the lion. And I've seen a lot of people on here doing the gematria, Jupiter. Looking at some of y'all comments. Nah, yeah, they die. You feel me? A lot of them are cloned. A lot of them is a lot of different things. You feel me? A lot of them ain't even the real artists. Once they get famous or whatever, to keep it 100, most of these artists are bred from occult families. They're all bred. They sign a contract, which is a pact. That's a physical pact. They take you into the room, the whole little everything. And the fact that he probably was changing his life. I don't know too much about Nipsey Hussle. The fact that he was probably changing his life. I heard about the Dr.Sebi thing, but at the same time, y'all gotta understand. On that day, a lot of people died. You know what I'm saying? From the 1800s all the way back through time. So y'all gotta look through that. You can tell he's got Lyran DNA. When they have Lyrans, they kind of, if you look at them, you just stare a little bit deeper, you'll see that they're cat people. So you know, and they're all about health. Lyrans are vegans. They don't eat meat. They're the basis of your first three chakras. So yeah. So and your chakras are connected to a star system. You feel me? So you have different DNA and different genetics that they're trying to wipe out. You feel me? They talk about Generation X. Generation X is the 10th codon in your DNA. Okay? This is why they talk about the X-Men and you mutating and shit. You feel me? You mutating. I can't really show y'all. But you start mutating and stuff because humans are coming to a point where we have a trigger in our DNA to where we're geared to trigger to a higher state of evolution. This is why more rappers are talking about their third eyes, like Kodak Black, and everybody's talking about a lot of this stuff. And I guess it's a good time to talk deeper is that they're performing rituals to the goddess of suicide. Her name is Xtab in Mayan culture, the goddess of suicide. So y'all wonder why all this music has to do with murder, suicide, right? That's because they're performing rituals to this Mayan goddess who was supposed to be resurrected in 2012. So it's all a ritual. Don't get caught up in the media. Everything is in this matrix is not what you see. It's not, you know. Yeah, it's real. You know, y'all got to check out the YMB Melly video that I did where he was talking about Abraxas and all that other shit. It's all occult. So when you have an artist, right, who performs, they're performing a ritual. I am a magician, so therefore what? I am a artist. You feel me? That's why they call it either black art or the mystic arts. So when I cast a spell, I'm rapping. When they cast a spell or when they rap, they're casting a spell. And this is how you get widespread influence for them to conjure that energy. If y'all look at how stadiums are built in circular motions, just like what? Rome. So it's all a form of they allow the spirit to come in and channel whatever message it is. So you have to be careful. But you know, rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. You know, he probably wasn't that deep into it. He got caught in the middle of whatever, you know, with that, making that documentary. But at the same time, you know, it's all planned. It's all planned. And the Mayans all the Mayans allowed the Pleiadians to become their deities. Yep. The Pleiadians themselves actually are a part of the false light illusion. False light illusion was when they took over Procyon and Sirius. So y'all gotta understand when they talk about Orion or Osiris, and they talk about Anubis, they're talking about some of the constellations, but the deities of those constellations that those constellations form. So the Pleiadians are the false light illusion. They're the ones that come and hijack your timelines. Got people calling me. Those are the ones that come and hijack your timelines. Okay, so Dr.Sebi, they poisoned Dr.Sebi from what I heard. Now, I can follow up on this. Like I said, this wasn't supposed to be too big of a video. I didn't even know 20 people were going to be in here. But yeah, Dr.Sebi, they poisoned him too because why? He was imposing on their will, on their rituals that they were doing with big pharmaceutical companies and all that stuff that he was stopping them from doing, changing a whole wave of consciousness to a healthy, you know, a healthy lifestyle, telling us melanated people how to take care of our melanin and stuff like that. He was killed. And you know, and a lot of people go around with this Illuminati thing. The Illuminati is just a cover up for what's really deeper. You feel me? Illuminati, ill meaning sick, lum meaning luminous, ignati meaning light, all right, or to ignite. So when it talks about the Illuminati, it's talking about their form of consciousness, how they form their rituals. They do their rituals by the moon, you feel me, and by druidic cultures and stuff like that. Thank you. It's the California accent. But yeah, so it's all types of stuff that they are doing. They perform cover-ups. Now, yesterday was a big day. It was a big ritual, you feel me? And they do their rituals, and then they give y'all the effects of it afterwards. Like, oh yeah, we just killed him, and now y'all deal with that. Mind you, they're giving y'all that information, but they're all performing their rituals. They're all doing everything that they're doing behind the scenes. Because remember, we are in a controlled matrix. Yeah, War of the Witches. And right now, what they say, that in the new age, all religion will be destroyed. It will be the religion of man in his mind. So when man taps into his mind, he immediately taps into the stellar part. You feel me? And then he also taps into the earth. And thus magic can be formed. So it's all magic. It's all battles. They don't want you to believe in magic because they don't want you to take back your power from them. So the Illuminati is just a cover-up for the inner Earth society, the inner Earth beings. You feel me? Now, what is an inner Earth person? An inner Earth person looks just like me and you. They look just like me and you. It's just something a little off about them. So what do they really do with a lot of these artists? They're actually grown in labs. I wouldn't say Nipsey Hussle, but like the major artists, a lot of them are grown in labs, underground, in all types of shit. There's an entire civilization underground. You feel me? And what they're doing is, y'all can look at some of your actors. The actors are the ones that channel certain deities and spirits. You feel me? For possession in these movies. There's a lot of documentaries talking about how some of them will lock themselves in a room and channel these deities and stuff like that, just so they can get these roles. So it's deep. You feel me? And so if you look at some of your, I posted about this, some of your actors, they have, in artists, they have X's tattooed on them. Look for the X. The X marks the spot. Okay? The X is your 10th codon in your DNA. Okay? Those who have the X in their DNA means that they have already been incarnated and activated to a higher level, so that at some point in their lifetime, feel me, they're connected to what? What else they talk about with the X? Planet X. See, they keep trying to get y'all to forget about what the fuck is really right there. What the fuck is in the sky? You feel me? When a star dies, so what is in the sky that happened last night? Anybody was watching the skies? I get a lot of people that's been watching skies. It's been UFOs, all types of stuff. And they cover it up with somebody dying. They cover it up with whatever they can. You know, Project X, or what is it? Project X, not Project X. Project X or whatever like that, or SpaceX. Yeah, SpaceX. They started SpaceX. X is symbolic of what? 10 in Roman numerals, I believe. So SpaceX. You feel me? Y'all notice everything. A meteor fell in Florida. Thank you. I was also Project Bluebeam. Yeah, Bluebeam is also used to cover up real things. Because if you can't hide the truth, you have to blend the truth. You have to blend it. So when y'all gotta watch the movie, and I keep saying this a lot of times, watch the movie Midnight Meat Train, where they tell you about what they really do. What the Illuminati is shit is, it's really a cover up for the Brotherhood of the Serpent, which is a bunch of reptilian beings that live in the earth. And they rule the earth. They rule the earth. So what goes on, that which goes down below and above, yeah, it's an artificial universe. We're living in a hologram. Y'all notice that the weather ain't even the weather. It's been sunny out here, now it's raining, look. It's raining, it's cold. It was sunny the other day, it was damn near summertime. We live in the Truman Show. So when y'all want to talk about Nipsey Hussle and stuff like that, that was a soul that left this earth, but that also was a soul that left this bondage. It left its shedding, it left its shell, it left, here. You feel me? So y'all gotta expect a lot of sacrifices. Man, they kill us. Man, they kill us. Queen Elizabeth is a reptilian. Yeah, the X is the cross. Now the cross is what? What's the planet of the crossing? Nibiru. Nibiru is the planet of the crossing. So if you have an X in your DNA, what does that tell you? That tells you you come from Nibiru. Now you know why they're killing us all. Now you know why all your artists have X's on them, because their bloodline comes all the way back from Wormwood, from Nibiru, which means that they contain a soul from a Nibirian. So that's the truth. That's why a lot of us have weird faces and facial features. Now, I'm not a flat earther. I believe in Earth. I'm not a flat earther at all. The Earth is a projection from a hypercube in the 12th dimension. The Earth is neither flat nor round. It actually, in the oldest epics, it tells you that the Earth was cracked in half. And that's how we got the hammer bracelet, or the asteroid belt. So we're actually on a dome if you want to go to the physical part of it. But if you want to go to a higher level, it's actually a cube being projected in the 12th dimension. So when you have a cube, right, you set that cube in a lower density, it begins to gain resting mass. Once it begins to activate and gain resting mass, then it starts to form a planet. And then you could terraform that planet, and then thus you can create an Earth, you can create a moon, or you can have a projection or illusion or of matter like something like Saturn, or something like some of the Jovian planets. Now Jovian, right? Y'all know this Jovian, Yahovah is the cubes. So we gotta talk about the demiurge. That's when the Anunnaki's technology systems, right, went rogue on their own. And then they themselves became a singularity. The technology that we were using at that time became a singularity, and it became its own God. And this is how you got Yahweh and stuff like that. It all talks about the cube. So I'm not necessarily a flat earther. I just am. So yeah, y'all gotta understand the X. You feel me? When you want to lay a trick in hoodoo or voodoo or whatever, you lay an X. You feel me? That's laying of a trick. The X is very prominent. X marks the spot. But in your DNA, the X means you come from Nibiru. So if you're wondering why they're killing off these stars, they're killing off your I guess your people you find popular. The people you find popular is because it's a genetic harvesting. They're harvesting your genetics. They harvest your genetics when you go to Planned Parenthood. They harvest your genetics when you go to the doctor. They harvest your genetics every time they get a chance. And if you really pay attention, and anybody who, well, not very many people know this, because not very many real Anunnaki people are actually incarnated right now. Those pails that you guys see the Anunnaki holding in their hands, those are genetic harvesting bags. So it all has to deal with gray aliens, lesser reptilians and stuff like that. Not all reptilians are bad, okay? There's particular factions that's like saying all humans are bad, So they're collecting your DNA. They're harvesting your DNA. Right now we have melanated genetic harvesting for gray aliens, because gray aliens are trying to hybridize themselves in order to be able to be here for when the sun starts to do its thing. So I think I'm running out of Wi-Fi or whatever, or not Wi-Fi, data on this phone. But yeah, I just wanted to touch bases with y'all, probably clickbaited y'all with the whole thing, but I just wanted to get this message out. Don't fall and succumb to the illusions. It's an illusion. You feel me? And a lot of these stars are reanimated dead program. Reanimated dead program is when they replicate your DNA sequence. They find mummies and shit, and then they bring them back to life, and then these are your stars now. These are your actors and your musicians and shit like that. They were famous then. They recreate them and bring them back now. Just like they said, Obama was a clone of Akhenaten, and you got all these doppelgangers. Some of them are reanimated dead program. So it's a lot of black projects that they don't talk about. So I'm running out of data. I would love to talk to y'all a little bit more. I'm glad all the people that tapped in is amazing. I really wasn't expecting to speak that much. Y'all can always hit me for readings, starseed readings, all the other stuff that I do. Check out my page, The Extraterrestrial Witch Doctor. I remove hexes, curses, entities, all that stuff. I do spell workings. I do real shit, you know. So yeah, just check me out. Peace. You know, let's come together and understand that we are in an illusion, and you know that your human body is merely just an attachment to this realm, and you can leave this human body at will and come back at will. Yes, you know, you can travel many dimensions. For those people who don't know about astral travel, you know, you can access more information that's readily available than just in this solid dimension. You can go to other places. You can go back to your star family. You can find who you really are. Because in order to go anywhere, you need to know yourself. So peace, guys. I am Iya Asha'ea, the artist formerly known as Inky, or Inky. The artist formerly known as Inky, as they call me. So yeah, Iya Asha'ea Rakapata, the fashioner and the opener. And it's been a nice little build, y'all. Peace.